back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. You've got a bare-faced Shannon Lee in a snoodie, so that means one thing, my lovelies. We are on the bed with all the new cushions. That means it is another sit down with Shan. So if you're new around here, once a month we have a little catch up, kind of like an agony aunt Q&A, I say. We have a topic each month. I ask you over on my lifestyle and food Instagram. They're always down in the descriptions box below. Once a month, ask you what you want to know or any questions you have about the said topic of that month. If you have seen the Sit Down with Shan playlist, we speak about everything and anything over on this channel. There are no topics that are off bars. There is nothing that you can't say. I mean, obviously, don't put any expletives in. I am child friendly, let's just say, with the PG language. But yeah, there's no topics off bar. So this month, my lovelies, the topic was bad decisions and regrets. And I had actually quite a few come through. Very much along the similar theme of issues, let's just say, that we all think of regrets and bad decisions from. So get comfy, get cozy. I've got a lovely hot chocolate, and I've also got me mini tub of Pringles, which, as I say, I've gone through quite a few tubs. Let's not go into it. So yes, get comfy, my lovelies. Get that cup of tea or a nice warm drink or a cold drink, because I am still partial to a nice coffee even in these winter months. And let's get ready for our sit down with Shan, shall we? So you will notice throughout the video, my lovelies, we change positions a lot. We're here, there, everywhere, because I like to get comfy, don't I? So as I say, on my lifestyle and food Instagram, once a month I go on there and I will say, this is the topic that I've chosen. Let's have a look. You got any questions about it? You got any worries? Anything you want to know about me? And one of my lovely ladies who I have quite a good conversation with over on Instagram, Edwina, she gave me so many good topics for next year. So Sit Down with Shan is not going anywhere in 2022, my lovelies. We're still having our little catch-ups. Right, let me go on to, where are we? Stories. Let's go on to this one first and see what you brought in. Let's have a look. First one from my lovelies. Trusting the wrong person, thinking they were my friend, but they actually weren't. We've all been there, haven't we? We've all had that person who we thought we was like that with, and then they stab you in the back. Or not necessarily stab you in the back, they just turn out to not be the person that you think. I can relate to this on so many levels. When I was in school, I was in quite a large group of friends. We all had like different sections. And then we went college and it dwindled because a lot of them went to the sixth form. I actually went to college. So a lot of us fell out of contact there. And then as we grew up, sometimes people's opinions ain't the same, or people's true colours, let's just say, start to show. And yeah, I can count my friends on one hand. But you know what, my lovelies, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine. I don't want to have loads and loads of friends. I mean, I have all of you guys on here. You're not, that is just out of the question. You are all friends. You're not included in this, all right? But I'm talking like, say, schoolhood friends. I have schoolhood, childhood. I have friends which I can count on one hand, and that's absolutely fine. Like my YouTube, there is only a select few people of even my family that know I do this. This is kind of like my little thing. So I think it's only 2 people. My girl at work and one of my other girls, they are the only people that know I do YouTube as like the friend circle. My boyfriend Brandon, his friends don't know, because I said I didn't want them knowing. You know what I think? It's like, not to be judged, but why do people need to know? Like, they wouldn't speak to me randomly out the question. But if, say, I put on my social media, like my personal one, oh, I do YouTube, I wonder how many people would like message or come on, and I don't need that. I think if I ain't spoke to you, then clearly we're not friends. So yes, I keep my friends down on one hand. And as I say, I have all of you as my lovelies. My lovelies, we are growing as well. That's what I wanted to pick up on this when we saw friends. We have grown so much since, I think it started to pick up around October time. But from Black Friday haul week, oh my God. So to all of my new followers, hello my lovelies. And as I say, get ready to have a lot of this face on your screen, because we are doing daily uploads. I've said it now, I can't go back. My plan is, so from last Saturday when it was the start of Black Friday haul week through to the new year, I'm planning 44 uploads back to back, and every Sunday starting next Sunday is a Vlogmas for 5 weeks, because we do 5 weeks of Vlogmas over here. So you are going to be sick of me. I don't like to give myself a little challenge, do I? I like to push myself, but hey ho, let's see if your girl can do it, eh? But as I say, yes, it is, we've all been there, and I can relate to that. And you know what, it is sad, because you think you invested so much, or you spent so much time with that person, for what? I mean, obviously, I always try and think of things, not as like a regret or bad decision. Well, it is bad decision, but more like a lesson. Like, you will learn from them mistakes to not make them in the future. So yes, and as I say, you're better off without them, my darling. You're a lovely lady. We speak again on Instagram, and that loss. Let's have a look. Oh, I love this. My lovely says, my ex, 2 laughing faces. You know what? There is quite a lot around like relationships and that, and I think I'd love to see this maybe like from a guy's point of view, but I think women, we do regret a lot of our love decisions, don't we? I just love that. It's just simple. My ex, laughing face, laughing face. Love that, love that. Let's have a look, let's have a look. Oh, one of my other lovelies, she says, yes, I regret never finding true love in my life. Too late now. Not sad though, as the choices were my own. You go you, my darling. You are an independent, sassy woman. Again, I speak to this lady quite a lot on Instagram. Absolutely love her. She's a regular in the comments as well. So, shout out to you, my darling. I know people say like, oh, you fall in love and all of that. Who says you have to fall in love? Because I'm not going to lie, when I was younger and everyone was like, you need to fall in love, da da da. I got in a relationship really young, which we'll probably cover in this topic. And now when I look back, I think, if I didn't have people saying, that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do, would I have even got in that relationship? And would I then have wasted 7 years? Like, what could I have been doing in that 7 years of my life, like through my teens and early 20s? So, you know what? I don't actually think that's a bad thing, my lovelies. And I love how you said you're not sad because your choices were your own. That's absolutely fine. You are in control of your destiny, your life. You are doing you. Fabulous. I mean, you're a lovely lady, let me tell you that. And who needs a man? Who needs a woman, partner, anything like that? If you're happy in yourself and you love yourself, that is all that matters. As I say, when I left my relationship, I was on my own and I thought, you know what? What was I ever scared about? I wanted to go into travel and tourism. I wanted to get some form of qualification, and I wanted to go into air hostess because that was like my dream job apart from being an embalmer. And yeah, it just didn't work out like that. But I think if I hadn't interviewed B or I hadn't met him, I don't think I'd be in this country now. I probably wouldn't be doing this. I would be an air hostess. Probably not great hours of that and probably being worked to the bone, but I would have been travelling. And as we all know, that is my love and that is what I'm hoping to do next year. So yes, love that for you, my darling. Absolutely love that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Right. Another one of my lovelies says, I still have bad tapes from my previous relationships and I keep worrying it'll happen again. Do you know what you mean by tapes? Maybe traits? Or there's things from prior relationships that you're now worried about are going to happen in these relationships. I completely get you on this, my lovelies. When I was in my first proper relationship, let's just say, I was 15, so quite young, and I went into it blindly. And looking back now, there were a lot of red flags. We always say don't ignore the red flags. There was a lot of red flags early on, but because you're young, you don't really have like a mature head on you. Well, you are mature, but not like an adult. And then as it gets later down the line, they start becoming more prominent, and then you start to think, right. But then I felt that I was too far into it to leave. So I think we got to about 5 years and I started to think like, no, I don't think this is right. And you say it to them, they go great for like a few months and then it slowly regresses back. And I stayed in that relationship, I always say, for 2 years too long. I should have left that. It was my fault partly, but I didn't want to be on my own because I was 15 to 20, like that era of you growing up, I'd been with someone, and then to think of having to go like out on my own, I was like, whew. And then say I let it go for 2 years, and then one day, I don't even know what the like catalyst of it was. I just woke up one day and I was like, no, I deserve more than this. I think it was when I started to feel, you know the saying like you feel alone even when there's people in the room. I think it was that, and I just thought, nah, if I'm going to feel like this and I'm going to feel sad and on my own, I might as well be on my own and not have the ag. So, yes, but I think when you go into new relationships, my darling, it's easier said than done. Try to go in with an open mind. I firsthand can say I didn't do that. When I went and we got like together, me and B, it was hard because you do notice them things, because obviously they're the red flags, and you'll notice them and you'll be so quick to judge and like, not judge, but like jump on it, and it could be something completely innocent. And then you feel like crap. They feel not the best. They feel like you don't trust them or anything like that. And it can be a vicious circle, but I think try and go in as much as you can with like an optimistic, clear view, and then take it for what it is. Take each day as it is. And if you do get any niggling thoughts, talk about it. I remember I sat down with B at the beginning and I said like what had gone on in our last relationship. And I said like, so if I get like this, it's because of this, or if I ask about this, it's because of this. It's like a mutual understanding you have to have. And as I say, don't get me wrong, we're like 4 years down the line now in December, and there are still moments where I'm like, really? And all the things from the past keep come flooding back, but you have to kind of try and detach yourself, like, because I think if you don't, you will always live with that, and it's not fair, because you deserve to move on, you deserve to be loved and happy in a good relationship. So I do think like maybe be optimistic, talk to the person, get everything out in the open, have a chat, and then you can maybe come to like not an understanding. Well, it is, you're mutually understanding how both people feel, because it may be that they will also have certain things in their mind that they are thinking and carrying from previous relationships, and they might not want to like burden you and might not want to say anything, but then if say an outburst happens and you're completely, where has that come from, it would explain it more. So yes, as I say, it is normal, my lovelies, but I would say try and go in optimistic, have a chit chat with them and just let it all out. And as I say, you deserve to be happy. So lovely lady, again, I spoke to her on Instagram. I love this because when I do it, I get all of my regulars through, and I do get quite a few newbies which have popped up this time, and I love it. We have a little chit chat. They may never watch this video, but as I say, thank you for your participation. I will always remain anonymous with the lovelies because it's not fair to put their name out. It's not right to put their name out, and they're helping me out, because otherwise it would just be me waffling, complete probably waffle all of the time. But I love having your inputs, and that's why I love these sit downs with Shan. So I am now just going to have a little bit of my drink, probably going to move you around, get a bit comfy again, and let's get in with a few more questions, shall we? Right, I told you we'd have a move back, didn't we? And I brought the Twiglets because I think I'm going to need to have like a little snack as we go through these, my lovelies. So where were we? Ba-ba-da-ba-da. I regret staying with my ex-boyfriend all the way through uni. I miss out so much. I hear ya. I absolutely hear you. So, I forgot, these ain't the easiest of crisps to eat, are they? So, I was with my ex from 15 to 22. I can't imagine being in uni, because that was one thing I always wanted to do. And I'm not going to lie, I couldn't be bothered with it. That probably sounds so bad. And I think, looking back, if I did go to uni, what would I have done? Maybe something to do with like psychology, like when you go into prisons and you speak with the criminals. I love all that. You know I love a good true crime. And uni, oh my god, some of the girls went, and I used to see their Snapchats and see their Instagram. They would have a blast. And I don't know, because some of them were single all the way throughout. Some were in relationships when they joined and then they split up during, and then some got into relationships during uni. So I've kind of seen it from all angles, but I don't like it. Oh, it's gone off. That you feel you've missed out. That shouldn't be fair, my lovely. I mean, even if you're single in a relationship, I do understand what you mean, though. There are going to be certain things that you can't do. Like, for example, I look back and I was still quite vocal when I was like 18, 19. Not to the degree that I am now. I mean, I'm quite a lot older and maybe not so much wiser. But looking back, like, I never went on a girls' holiday. I never went out clubbing. And I do look back and I think, when you're in that, you think, oh, we'll stay in. Or you'll make plans, and then all of a sudden, they will say, oh, why don't we have a night in? Or why don't we get a takeaway? Or why don't we go out? And you think, oh, that's what I really want. But okay then. And then you drop that plan to go with him. And that is one thing that I wish I could have seen from an outside view when I was in that relationship, because you think that they're doing it, but actually they're only doing it to stop you going out. And yeah, as I say, I had no girls' holiday. I never went clubbing. The first time I went clubbing, right, my lovelies, was, well, I say clubbing. We used to go out to nappy nights, I call them. Under 18 nights. I had a better social life when I was 15, 16, before I actually got to the age where I could go clubbing. And my first actual proper club was in Malia. So my uncle got married out in Crete, and Malia was like, at the time I thought a 20-minute walk. It weren't, it was about an hour's walk from our hotel. But me and my cousin, who at the time, God, how old was I? Let's think back. So I'm gonna say I think I was 19. I was 19, and then my cousin was about 36, 37. We was basically the eldest granddaughter and the youngest granddaughter, and we legged it. We legged it from that hotel, went through the underpass, walked to Malia, got McDonald's. That was all your girl wanted. I just wanted McDonald's. They'd ordered me pizza at the hotel and I didn't want the takeaway pizza. I wanted McDonald's. And that was the start of like mine and my cousin's little trip. And oh my God, that night, I look back on the photos and the videos now, Shannon Lee had long blonde hair in a silver sequin sparkle dress. And like me and my cousin, we always talk about when we ever catch up, and we're like, we need to have another night like that. The only thing that went a bit bloopers was we actually lost each other on Malia Strip. And it resulted to me trying to walk the strip to find her, couldn't find her. I went in a bar and I got given like a panic button. And I thought that was so good because we don't have anything like that here in England. And the bouncer said, because obviously I was a girl on my own, he said, if you're sitting by and someone comes up or like you don't feel right, press the buzzer and a bouncer will come over to you. I sat in that window and, I mean, it's Malia. There were a few people on like stag do's or like lads holiday, and I normally take it with a pinch of salt, but there was this one lad, and bless him, he was so drunk, he was so harmless, but he was very persistent and he wanted to come and sit with me, and I was like, no thank you, I'm waiting for my cousin, like she'll be here any second. And then in the end I just pressed this buzzer, and then this huge bouncer just come over and he was like, are you alright? I was like, He was like, come on mate, I think you've had too much. And it was, oh sorry. I was like, oh bless you. Like, but I think that is really good because we don't have that here in the UK. Or as far as I'm aware, they never had it. Well, I've never been clubbing in the UK, but I've never had anyone say to me when they've been on a night out that they get given a panic button. So yeah, lost my cousin, and then I went back to McDonald's, got myself quarter pounder and cheese and chips, and ate that whilst I was staggering back. Because even though I was on my own at that bar, I was still getting some drinks in. Because I was thinking, oh, she'll pop down the strip any minute. Well, it weren't till the next morning. I went down for dinner because my ex, he was on the holiday as well at the time, but he'd gone to bed because he didn't feel well. So he was completely unbeknownst until like 4:30 in the morning. He hears thud, 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 and it's me falling down the stairs trying to get up the big concrete steps. You know, like when you go into like Greek hotels, they have them huge concrete steps. I was just thudding because I couldn't get one foot in front of the other. How I walked back from there unscathed, I have no idea. Probably wouldn't try to do it nowadays. I don't know how safe it is now out there. I don't know how safe it is in general, my lovelies. But yeah. And the next morning I went down for breakfast, and me and my cousin, we got a right clip round the head from me nan. And I said to her, what time did you get in? She said about 1:30. I got a cab back. I was like, and my ex was like, 4:30 she rolled in. She'd walked back with her McDonald's falling up the stairs. And yeah. So I've completely digressed there, but I do understand where you say like you missed out on stuff. And I do hope that it's not nice that you split up, but I hope that you managed to do all of the stuff, my lovely, that you wasn't able to do when you was with him, whether that be nights out, anything like that at all. I do hope you've been managed to fulfill those bits and bobs, you know? Let's have a look. Right, another one. It's sort of, we women do regret and make bad decisions on men, don't we, my lovelies? Another one of my regulars. Always comments on my sit down with Shan. Absolutely love her. Staying with a guy for 5 years who didn't love or appreciate me and let him walk all over me. Life could have been completely different without him. I hear you. I hear you. And that is my thing. Like, I wonder what my life could have been growing up if I weren't in a relationship. Oh, got a bit sharp, bit stuck there. Twiglets are like my best friend and my nightmare at the moment because I'm going through tubs like no tomorrow. But hey ho. Well, they say summer bodies are made in the winter. My winter will start in January, let's just say. Yeah. Oh, have to be careful with Twiglets. I'm going to end up choking here. Right. So, yes. When you look back on relationships, you just think, what was I doing? What on earth was I doing to be like that? And also, ow, I do think, like, I look back and I think, I would have gone on girls' holidays. Would I have been in the job? No, I would have either done embalming or gone into travel and tourism. Would I have stayed in the area? Well, if I was an air hostess, I would have been flying everywhere. And if I went embalming, I probably would have moved up north, to be perfectly honest. And I do think, but you know what? It is so hard to look back and think, shoulda, woulda, coulda. And I try and snap myself out of that, because if I get in that mindset, it can be potentially very bad, because I just think, what? I'm putting the lid on it now so that I can't have any more, my lovelies. I'm putting my lid on it. I look back and I can't get myself in that mindset, because I think we have one life. We don't get any repeats. We don't get any reruns. We don't get do-overs. And I try and think that, like, in that present time, that is what I wanted to do. Looking back on it now, would I put myself in that same situation? No. So you try and, like, make it like a learning lesson. But yeah, I think, what could Shannon have been like? When I think of single Shan, kind of no different to me now. But I was gym obsessed. That's the only difference. That's why I've got the big snooty on. It's hiding the belly at the minute, my lovelies. Yeah, I was, when I was single, gym 5 times a week. I was in a job that I was finished by 4. I would be at my gym at 4:15. I would do an hour and a half workout. Come back, have tea, happy as Larry. When I used to go to a gym up the road, I would walk up with my friend's sister. We'd walk, which was like 2-mile walk. Walk there, do an hour, walk back. Great in the summer, cold in the winter. And me and B was actually talking about this the other day, because he said, come on, like, we need to get back into the gym in the new year. And I was like, whatever. But I've actually found a gym that is nearby to my work, and it's of a chain that is nearby to where we live as well. So I thought, you know what? Would I be able to go there during my break and do a nice little half-hour workout? And I thought I could. Nothing too strenuous, like not weights, anything like that. But I wouldn't mind going and, say, just doing like half-hour on the treadmill. Like just a nice little bit instead of sitting down. But that will all have to be for the new year, my lovelies, because the schedule at the minute for filming and editing, can't even fathom to think about trying to put gym and classes and all of that in it. So yes, that ain't going to be for now. That will be a New Year's resolution. So probably going to have some clothing workouts in the new year. Give yourself something else to laugh at, eh? Get the old hula hoop back out. Get a few more bruises on that belly like we did. But yeah, and as I say, I bet now you probably look back and think, I wonder what I was like. Obviously you do, because that's what you've said. But I hope you don't majorly regret, because you was happy in that time. And I try and think, as I say, everything happens for a reason. But you're living life now. You're absolutely smashing life in general, my lovelies. You're smashing your Instagram content. Love you lots. So let's go on to the next one, because as I say, I ask you over on my food and my lifestyle, and we had quite a good selection on both of them. Let's have a look. Ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba. Where is it? I'm getting aches here. Right, let's have a switch around and we'll be right back, all right? Here we go, my lovelies. We are back in our original thing. Let's have a look. So one of my lovelies says, not that I know of, all lessons are for growth and teach others consequences of bad decisions. So that's what I mean, like, when I look back and I say, I may have been thinking now, oh my God, what was you doing? But back then I was happy, or that's what I chose to do. That was my decision, and that is my decision now to regret, make a bad decision, anything like that. So yeah, I do like that, that you don't look at it as like a bad decision or regret. You think of it as a learning curve, and I like that. Consequences of bad choices. I've made many bad choices through my life, and I've had many a consequence. Well, they say once bitten, twice shy. Whoo, I have been burned many, many times. Probably half through my own doing, I'm not going to lie. But as I say, that could be another topic for another day. But yes, absolutely agree with that. It's such a good way of thinking about it. Right, this is interesting. Someone said, what is your biggest regret and bad decision? So, I would say my worst decision would be not leaving that relationship 2 years earlier than I should have done. That was partly my fault and partly my ex's fault. It was like a mutual, when it all came to a head, there was like a mutual understanding where it broke down and that. My biggest regret, going back to 9-year-old Shannon, we used to go to Nana G and Granddad's every other Sunday for Sunday dinner. We would see them religiously every Sunday, but every other Sunday we would have roast dinner. And the last Sunday that I saw him, I don't know what it was. I don't know if he teased me about something or we'd had a little bicker, but when I left, we'd always give Nan and Granddad a big hug and kiss. And I remember the last time I saw my Granddad, he said, come here, give your Granddad a thing. And I went, no, no. So he must have done something to like annoy us. And Mum said, go on. I said, nope. And I didn't give him a kiss or a cuddle. And then later the following week, he passed away. Now, little 9-year-old Shan back then, people would say, oh, he died of a broken heart. He didn't. Nan was still alive. But I would hear that and think, because I was a Granddad's little princess. I can't help it, I was. And I used to think that it was because of me when I was younger. The fact that I didn't give him a kiss and a cuddle, and then literally 3 or 4 days later, he dropped down dead. And that is, to this day, my biggest regret, hands down, that I didn't give him a kiss and a cuddle the last time I saw him. Because if I knew what would have happened, I would have given him the biggest kiss and the biggest cuddle. And we would have just put it all to bed. But yeah, that'll be the first thing I do when I see Granddad again. Big kiss and big cuddle. But as I've got older and wiser, I know obviously it wasn't me. He had a catastrophic heart attack. And yeah, that is one thing that will stick with me always. Always. Shan, pull yourself together and get a drink. Shouldn't be a sad video, should it? ShannonLeighxx, pull yourself together. Yeah. So that is mine. So silly in hindsight when you look back on it. But I think like I was 9 years old, I'm 26 now. So what's that? 17 years? It is 9 to 26, 17 years. And I still hold that fresh as a daisy every day. I hold that. If anyone ever asks me like my biggest regret, that is my one there. I've had a lot of like bad decisions. As I say, bits like not moving on and that. But an actual regret where I think if I could go back in time and change something, that'd be the thing that I would go back and change. So yeah. But moving swiftly on, one of my other lovelies, we're going to end it on this one, a more positive note. She says that I didn't start doing the things I wanted to do work-wise sooner because I doubted myself. Oh my God, the lady that sent this in, you know who you are. You are smashing it. It doesn't matter what time you started, you are smashing it. As I say, if you'd have been starting it earlier, oh my God, you'd be fabulous. As I say, you are fabulous now. ShannonLeighxx, what are you trying to say? But I understand what you mean. You want to wish that there was things that didn't hold you back. But look at where you are now, my lovelies. And you've got the whole future ahead of you. Honestly, you have such a great little company. It is so unique. I love seeing your posts. I love seeing your TikToks and your videos and everything like that. And yeah, you are going to go very, very far. I always think as well, because I can put my hand up for this, I wish I'd have started YouTube earlier. I always said when I was in my last relationship, I wanted to do it. Then when I become single, I said, right, that's it, I'm going to do it. And I didn't. I chucked myself into the gym. And then when I got with B, I said, I really want to start this. And 2-3 years went down the line. And it was only for the fact of lockdown. So if COVID never happened, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't have been fulfilling this, because I would never have a chance to have 3 weeks off work paid. You can't even take 3 weeks holiday at work. It's only 2 weeks at our place, and then you have to get like management approval. But you would never get 3 weeks off just to be at home. And yeah, I look back and I think, oh my God. So if we didn't have lockdown and we didn't have COVID, I wouldn't be doing this. And you know what? In like such a weird way, I'm kind of glad it happened in a way, because it gave me the time to be at home and think, right, this is what I want to do, channel myself into it. And if you know my very first video where my lips didn't move, I was like, hi, my name's Shannon and I'm going to be talking about, like, my lip movement was minimal. Scroll back to the first video and you will see. And I was so scared, and I didn't think I would remember how to use iMovie. We used it at school a lot, and I thought it had just gone out my head. But I sat down, I filmed a couple of videos, I tried it, and I thought, you know what, because I knew I weren't going to be telling anyone, what matters if it goes bleep up and it's a fail? At least I can say I tried. And then I'd done it once, and then I'd done a little clothing haul, and I started to get into the swing of it, and I started to enjoy it. I had my lifestyle and food Instagram from the beginning of 2020. I think, yeah, beginning of 2020. So I was happy like with that side of it, doing like my little food posts and my lifestyle posts. But YouTube was the last thing that I had to like throw myself into. And I think now looking back, again, I do get it. You think, why didn't I start it sooner? But there was always something. There was always a reason why I couldn't. And now I just think I make every second that I can for filming and editing. If that means that I'm up on a Sunday night until 3 AM Monday morning, and then I'm up again at 6 AM for work, so be it. Because I do think I loved photography and videography when I was at school, but it gives me the chance to be like creative. And when things say sometimes get a bit tough, or I get like a bit het up, I can just put my headphones in, edit away, and I'm good as gold. So yeah, I do understand that. But as I say, don't look on it as a downer, my lovelies. I always think everything happens for a reason. You was where you was meant to be there, and you're where you're meant to be now, all right? And as I say, reach for the stars, because, my darling, you are going to go for it. And as I say, that, my lovelies, I think we'll end out on, because it's quite a nice positive note, ain't it? I'm just having a look. Is there anything else? Anything else? Anything else? No. So, Shannon Lee, let's round up in the outro, eh? So, my lovelies, I'm going to hug my cushion because it's so super soft. If you see the Tesco haul, this is from it. And as I say, I've been absolutely loving it. But yes, my lovelies, that concludes our monthly sit down with Shan. As I say, next month, oh my God, will be the last sit down with Shan of 2021. That means we would have had at least 12 of them, because obviously they're on a monthly basis. 12 chit chats and natters, eh? Where has the time flown? And as I say, my lovely friend Edwina, she has sent in so many good topics, so I will be using them throughout the months of 2022. But if you've got any suggestions, my lovelies, of topics we haven't covered, leave them down in the comments box below. As I say, if you don't quite know what we've covered, have a pop over on the Sit Down with Shan playlist. We've done relationships, friendships, sex life, a bit of everything and anything, bit of COVID, all of that jazz. And as I say, next year, I might try and do a few sit down with Shans, including Mama G. I asked over on the community page what videos you wanted to see with me and Mama G, and there was quite a good few selections, some challenges, some little dress the same days, baking videos. So absolutely love that. And as I say, keep them coming. Any videos you want to see with me and Mama G, because I want to try and get it maybe on a monthly basis once again. So I don't know, once a week, or no, once a month she can be in a video, but maybe like, when am I doing? I'm doing 3 uploads. So I might every other week, or if I can, if there's any bonus uploads, the bonus uploads will be mine and Mama G's upload. So make sure you have your bell turned on to check that out, as I say, because in the new year we'll go back to 3 uploads a week, but there's always going to be extra content here and there, my lovelies. And as I say, from September we go up to 4, from November we go up to 5, and then from end of November it's daily uploads. So I have to have like a little bit of a cooling down period, you know, throughout the year. But yes, as I say, If you are new here, hello my lovelies, welcome to the channel. Anything you want to say, leave down in the comments box below. No rudeness is tolerated over here, only constructive criticism. I can take your negativity, but there's no need to be rude about it, eh? So yes, I will stop waffling and let you get on with your evening, my lovelies. So if you did enjoy the video, guys, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe down below. And then leave them away to your heart's content, alright? But take care, stay safe as always, my lovelies. And I'll see you all in the next one, which will be tomorrow, right? Bye!